Hello and welcome to Falcon News. We are going to be interviewing 3 teachers to see what they're doing behind the scenes and 3 students to see if they know what's actually happening at our school.
Fall Creek Junior High has been around since 1993 and currently has about 98 staff members and 1,025 students attending. Our school has gone through many stages and now we're here. Let's see what's really going on behind the scenes at our school.
In this clip, we will be interviewing the school secretary and the ISR monitor, Mrs. Hall.
Hello, I'm Noah Klein.
I'm Debbie Hall. Hey, Noah.
What's up? Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Debbie Hall. I'm from Tipton, Indiana. And,
What is your job and what part do you play at the school?
my job title is ISR monitor, and I'm an administrative assistant in the front office.
Where do you work mainly? In the office or somewhere else?
I mainly work in the office, but sometimes kids will get in a little trouble, and I will sit with them and reflect.
When did you start working at the at schools in general?
At schools, I started working for HSE schools in 2008, and I've also started kind of over at the high school. I worked over there for several years as an instructional assistant, and then when this job became open, I moved over here.
What year was that?
Oh gosh, that would be 2018 when I moved over here.
Where'd you go to college or what degree did you get?
I went to college in Muncie, Indiana. It's called Ball State University. My major was a little odd. It was just general studies, but it has served me well.
Why'd you choose HSC in general?
Well, Noah, my kids, I have 2 kids. I didn't mention that in the beginning. I have 2 daughters. Ashley's 22 and Emily is 18, almost 19. And they went to school here at HSE. So that's kind of how I got into it.
How does your job change your life?
How has this job changed my life? It has made me more empathetic to people that need help.
What is a good memory you have working here?
Well, there aren't a lot of good memories with that, but I do get to help kids. In all honesty, we talk it out, we work things through, we figure out a solution. So it really is, it's not that horrible. They're all right. We'll make it.
What was your first professional job?
Well, when I graduated from college, I worked for this place called Davis Homes. They build houses, and I didn't build the houses. I worked in the office, but that was my first gig.
Is there anything you found interesting about working here?
Interesting about working here? There's 2 things that are interesting. One is kids, students, they're scared to death to come into the office. No one wants to come in the office. They think we're scary, but we're not. But I find that a little funny. And the other thing is we have a lot of people that come here looking for a school called Fall Creek Valley. I find that funny because that's not us. That's a different school.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Well, Noah, it's a hard question. I think when I was really young, I wanted to work at a makeup counter at the store. That's all I remember.
What is the craziest thing you've experienced working here?
Nothing too crazy. Just the fact that people accidentally come here from like others, like Fall Creek Intermediate. They come over here and they're like, oh yeah, that's not this school. I think that's funny.
If you had a different job, what would that be?
Well, I think I would like to go into fostering and helping animals. I have a huge heart for that. I love me some cats and dogs, and I would like to do something that would help them in some way.
Do you have any work best friends?
I do have a lot of work best friends. There's 2 really sweet ladies that I work with up front, Miss Pruitt and Miss Adkins. They're the best. They're super nice. And I also have a lot of other friends throughout the building. I kind of make it my business to know everyone, and I really and truly love everyone in this building.
Is this job what you imagine it would be, or different?
Yes, I mean, for the most part, I mean, nothing like shocked me too much. It's pretty much like I thought it would be.
What do you miss most about your job before COVID?
Not wearing a mask.
In the next clip, we will be interviewing Karen Wheeler, our school's treasurer.
I'm Shayla, and I'm here with,
Mrs. Wheeler.
and I'm going to be interviewing her about the behind-the-scenes stuff that she does for the school.
Okay.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name's Karen Wheeler. This is my 23rd year with HSE Schools. I am the treasurer here at Fall Creek Junior.
What part do you play at the school as the treasurer?
The treasurer at school is involved with and takes care of all the money. So book rental, lunch fees, consumable money, athletic events, tickets, when you pay to go to the choir fundraiser or the Kings Island trip or anything that has to do with a dollar sign.
Where do you mainly work? Do you work in the office or in your own office?
I have a small office located between the nurse and the counseling office.
Did you choose to work here for a specific reason, or did you find this job and just think that it would be a good fit?
Well, I started a long time ago in the elementary school world because my children started school and were at school for a day, and the principal called me and he said he wanted to talk to me the second day, and I said, uh-oh. So I went in and he said, would you like to work here? And I said, sure. So I started working, went from a couple elementary schools, opened a new elementary school, then went to a junior high school, and then opened another junior high, went to the high school, and then came back here to Fall Creek just because I liked the junior high level and I liked the kids.
That's a lot of different jobs.
It's a lot of different, basically the same job, but different schools. So,
How do you know how long you've been working?
here it's been this is either my 23rd or 24th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you had to have a different job that wasn't a treasurer, what would you be?
I'd be a nurse.
Is there like a reason for that?
When I was younger, like your age, and going to high school and early education, that's the only thing I really wanted to do was be a nurse.
Were there other jobs that you wanted to have when you were younger?
Not really. I wanted to do that, and when that didn't really work out the way that I thought it would, I ended up being a medical office assistant, and then from there I went to the business side of the hospital, and then when we moved here, I had 2 small children, and I thought I'm just going to take a little time off. And so when they started back at school, and I had never been in education, and it was amazing to me, and I thought I'd work there, so I've been here since then.
So if you had like a job at a doctor's office or something before, what schooling did you end up getting?
I had started in nurses training in college, so I had 3 years of nursing, and then when it didn't work out right, I went ahead and got it was called a medical office assistant diploma, and then from there I went back to school and got my bachelor's in accounting.
Is this job like the same that you thought it would be, or is it different?
Each, being at the different 3 levels that I have been at, each level is a little bit different, but I knew it was going to be financial, debits and credits and balancing books and closing out months and that type of stuff. So,
What was different about the levels if you were just dealing with
the
money?
kids, because the kids would be, the elementary requires a little bit more help and making sure they turn things in or making sure that we have what we're supposed to have. So it wasn't so much the technical job that was different, but it was different because we had different student levels.
Were there more like fundraisers and things you had to deal with at the elementary, or more here? At the
Elementary
junior high?
was really busy all the time, you know. I think the older you get, the more it kind of slows down a little bit. You know, by the time we burn them out in elementary world, then the next level seems a little bit slower. This level seems a little bit slower than intermediate, and at the high school, the kids kind of do it themselves.
Yeah.
So it's still me handling money, but the actual involvement is a little bit different.
What do you miss about schools before COVID-19?
Oh my gosh, just being able to see people's faces and know who's happy or know who's saying hello in the hallways. I speak to people and they don't even know who's speaking to them, so they don't speak back. You know, I just can't wait to see you guys' faces.
What did you find interesting about your job that you didn't know about, or that you knew about that no one else really knows?
Just how hard it is for everybody to read instructions.
In this next interview, we will be interviewing Mr. Collins, our school counselor.
Hello, I'm Kevin Baker, and I'm here with.
Mr. Collins, school counselor. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me as well. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, well, Mr. Collins, I am the 8th grade school counselor. I've been with you guys for a couple years. I'm just getting emotional because I remember I started, you guys were going to Camp T. You guys remember Camp T, all the bugs?
All the bugs. Yeah, that was
It was hot.
It was fun.
Yes. So as a school counselor, honestly, every day you just don't know what to expect. The biggest thing is just, you know, building relationships with you guys, seeing you guys grow up. You know, just y'all voices change. We were the same height and then you grew. But I will catch up, I promise you. I'm still growing. I'm stretching. You guys just got an advantage because you got to sleep once we closed during the pandemic. Okay? So with the school, obviously me being the school counselor, obviously I work on your schedules. If you guys need to talk to me if you're struggling, or if you want to talk about sports, we do that as well. So that it's very wide range of things that I can do, but definitely enjoy it every day.
Where do you work mainly, in the office or somewhere else?
Well, due to COVID, I'm in my office with my mask on. I'm staying away, social distancing. But typically, like last year, I had an opportunity to, guys, you know, go in the social studies classroom with you guys. We'll do presentations in the LGI room. So I like to be more, you know, able to like move around and see you guys in the classroom, but this year's just been different.
Why did you choose to work here?
So I did my internship at Fall Creek Elementary, and then I transitioned to the Hedge. So I had the opportunity to kind of be, obviously with the intermediate junior high level, that was kind of my target age group. So you guys had Miss Ryan for like a month last year as your school counselor, and then the opportunity presented itself, and I interviewed here, and you know, I live out here, my kids go to school out here. So when that opportunity presented itself, I just felt like it would be a good opportunity for me. Just feel like I can bring something fun and exciting to Fall Creek, and that's how it basically happened, and Ms. Swan kind of gave me the opportunity and kind of ran with it from there.
When did you start working at schools?
Started working at Pike High School 2012. So I started working with Life Skills Department, basically working with students with like autism and Down syndrome kids. Those are the best students. They're fun. Had the opportunity to build those relationships with those students and families, and some of those kids are grown now. They're like 22 and they're like friends with me on Facebook and Instagram. So definitely building those relationships and helping them get jobs, and some even went to college. So that's kind of where I started. That's where the journey started for me.
What was your first ever job?
My first job was when I was 14 at Burger King.
And then what was your first ever professional job?
Professional job. It would be Pike, working at Pike High School out of college.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
When I went, NBA player. But I was tall, Kevin. In kindergarten, I was the tallest person, and then kids caught up, so had to change my dreams.
How long have you worked as a counselor?
This is my second year as a counselor. Just feel like I kind of got robbed due to COVID. But yeah, this is my second year.
If you could choose a different job, what would your job be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say possibly like a therapist or something like that. Just something from a mental health standpoint where I can interact with kids and even adults. So I say that.
Where did you go to college, and what was your college degree?
So I went to Ball State. Initially, I went for telecommunications because I wanted to be like on Sports Center, like Stuart Scott, rest in peace to him. That was my boy. And I used to do like radio shows and stuff at Ball State. So that was my initial goal. And then I did the announcements and sports and all of that in high school as well. So that was my major at Ball State.
Is there anything you found interesting about your job that people might not think about?
Well, I get to see fun guys like you every day. So, I mean, that brings enjoyment. Every day you don't know what to expect. But, I mean, obviously, I'm goofy. I'm a big kid. So just hearing you guys' story is everything. I do prank calls. I do prank calls on teachers. So if you pick up the phone, sometimes students pick up the phone, I do prank calls. So that's something you won't know that I do secretly. Don't tell nobody.
What was going on in the announcements?
No. It's not me. It's a lie. It's a lie. All right.
Within the final 3 interviews, we will be interviewing 3 students, Paige, Graham, and Bradley, to see what they know about the people working behind the scenes at our school.
Hello, I'm Kevin, and I'm here with
Graham.
Graham. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm in 8th grade, and I'm going to go to HSE.
Graham, I'm going to show you a few names of people. Tell me if you know who these people are.
Okay.
Mrs. Hall.
She's the secretary.
Mr. Clark.
Athletic director, I'm pretty sure.
Mrs. Brewer.
I think she's the treasurer.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Noah Klein. I'm here with
Bradley Haven.
Tell us a little about you, Bradley.
Well, I'm in 7th grade. I run cross country and I play basketball and baseball.
Okay. Tell us if you know any of these people.
He is the officer for the building.
Okay.
I do not know what she does. He's the vice principal for the building.
Very good.
Hello, I'm Shayla, and I'm here with Paige Grimshaw. Would you like to introduce yourself? Hi, I'm Paige. I'm in the 8th grade. I was a library aide last semester, and I'm in digital media. I'm going to ask you some questions about the office. Do you know anyone that works behind the scenes at the school, like people that work in the office? I know Miss Hall, Miss Pruitt, Miss Wheeler, Miss Wright, Mr. Clark, Miss Swan, Mr. Rosenbaum, Mrs. Brooks, Mr. Collins, and Ben the service dog. That's a lot of people. So I'm going to ask you if you know anybody else. Do you know Miss Adkins? I've seen her around the school, but I'm not sure what she does. What about Miss Gray? Same thing. I've seen her, but I'm not quite sure what her job is.
Overall, we hope you learned something about what some of the people that work behind the scenes are really like. Thanks for tuning in into Falcon 5's special report. Come back next week for more exclusive behind the scenes.